You are listening to This Week in Taiwan. I'm Eloise Phillips. Every Saturday, we break down the biggest stories making headlines across the country, from politics and economics to culture and the unexpected. Whether you're tuning in from Taipei or halfway around the world, we've got you covered with what you need to know to stay in the loop. President Lai Ching-te delivered a pre-recorded address at a banquet for important guests in Eswatini on Sunday. In his speech, he emphasized that Taiwan is a sovereign nation with the right to engage with the world, which no other countries have the right to stop. He said Taiwan will continue its fruitful cooperation with Eswatini and steadily deepen global engagement. Following the disruption of the president's travel plans to Eswatini last week, Foreign Minister Lin Jialong was named special envoy and sent in his stead. While Lin attended in person, President Lai spoke via video at a banquet for visiting dignitaries at Eswatini's International Convention Center. Lai said the event not only celebrates the Kingdom of Eswatini's many achievements, but also stands as a testament to its friendship with Taiwan. He called Eswatini a, quote, jewel of Africa, end quote, due to its substantial progress, including increased civilian access to electricity, now up to 85%, which he credited to King Mswati III's 40 years of, quote, outstanding leadership, end quote. The president also noted the country's substantial economic growth, having grown 61-fold over the last 58 years to where it is today. He said that Taiwan and Eswatini's continued cooperation stands as an example to the world, saying,
"The outcomes of our country's efforts to foster mutual prosperity have shown the world that sincere friendship and robust cooperation between nations can forge a brighter future for both peoples."
Special Presidential Envoy Lin arrived in Eswatini early on Saturday, April 25th, local time. He later said via social media that his arrival demonstrates Taiwan's ability to overcome challenges and its determination to engage with the world. On his visit, he said he intends to promote the Taiwan Industrial Innovation Park and further plans to replicate Taiwan's successful results in other countries as a part of the country's Taiwan model and prosperous nation plan. Eswatini is Taiwan's only diplomatic ally in Africa and has maintained relations with Taiwan for 58 years. Legislative Speaker Han Kuo-yu convened the third round of cross-party negotiations regarding the special defense budget this Monday. During the talks, KMT legislator Xu Qiaoxin introduced a new proposal totaling 800 billion Taiwanese dollars, approximately 25.4 billion US dollars, marking the first time an alternative amount has been formally raised in negotiations. Han coordinated with party representatives privately, then announced that negotiations would reconvene next Wednesday, May 6th, to allow caucuses to reach internal consensus before proceeding. Premier Zhou Rongtai said the cabinet's proposed 1.25 trillion Taiwanese dollars, approximately 39.6 billion US dollars, defense package was formulated based on in-depth assessment of Taiwan's requirements, its fiscal capacity and cooperation with partner countries. According to local media reports, if the KMT and TPP reach a consensus, the bill could be put to a vote as early as next Friday, May 8th. If divisions persist within the KMT, deliberations could be delayed further, possibly until after the Trump-Xi meeting. Responding to the potential delay, Presidential Office spokesperson Karen Kuo said,
"Previously, they said it would only be passed after the KMT returned from their trip to China, but they already left and came back. Now they say it will be discussed after the Trump-Xi meeting. What will be the next excuse, the next reason?"
Kuo stressed the importance of strengthening Taiwan's defense capabilities, noting concerns over China's continued harassment and the internal community's concern regarding Taiwan's self-defense capabilities. She argued that nearly 70% of the public support strengthening national defense and called on lawmakers to expedite passing the legislation. China has launched its toughest crackdown yet on VPNs and circumvention tools, shifting enforcement directly to users.
China is escalating its control over the internet, launching what analysts describe as its most severe crackdown yet on online circumvention tools. Since February, ahead of the annual two-sessions meetings, authorities have tightened restrictions on virtual private networks, or VPNs, causing widespread disruptions across commonly used services. Research from the Institute for National Defense and Security Research, INDSR, indicates the campaign reflects a coordinated national effort to seal off China's cyberspace, blocking external information flows in what officials call cognitive infiltration to safeguard regime security. Anti-censorship advocates say in the past, users were penalized after bypassing restrictions. Now, simply having circumvention tools installed or the capability to access blocked content may trigger punishment. Another key factor is growing information confrontation with the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. The agency recently released Chinese-language guides on bypassing censorship and launched a privacy-focused platform aimed at helping users evade restrictions. Of cybersecurity assistant research fellow Du Zhenyi says authorities are using an uncertainty strategy, varying enforcement by time and location to make detection patterns harder to predict, while reinforcing that control over cyberspace remain firmly in party hands. Critics point to double standards. While citizens face strict bans, state media continue operating accounts on platforms like X and YouTube. Observers warn that the use of big data, facial recognition, and advanced filtering systems against ordinary users could further widen the gap between state power and individual access to information. Joey Cho for RTI News.
This Wednesday, the European Chamber of Commerce Taiwan, or ECCT, held the 2026 Taiwan-Europe Healthcare Forum. Vice President Xiao Mei-chin, delivering remarks via video, stated that Taiwan-Europe cooperation constitutes a positive force on the front lines of global public health. The theme of this year's forum was Partnering for a Healthy Taiwan, Driving Strategic Resilience and Accelerating Innovation Through Global Synergy. It focused on topics including demographic resilience, family-centered health policy, respiratory health, and immunization. ECCT chairperson Tina Graves noted in her remarks that Taiwan entered a super-aged society last year and that Taiwan's birth rate hit an all-time low in February of this year. While Japan took 14 years to undergo this kind of structural demographic shift, Taiwan took only 8. Graves said this makes healthcare the single most critical issue on the national policy agenda, and stressed that action must be taken to ensure the sustainability and resilience of Taiwan's healthcare system. In her video address, the Vice President highlighted that Europe possesses world-leading pharmaceutical R&D capabilities, and Taiwan stands at the forefront of information and communications technology and medical innovation. She said the government is working to realize its Healthy Taiwan vision through various initiatives and continues to ensure Taiwan's domestic regulations are aligned with international standards.
Our inclusion in the European Union's API third country list, along with our associate membership in the ICMRA, clearly demonstrates that Taiwan is a true partner in the global medical community.
Xiao added that Taiwan will continue to deepen cooperation with European governments, research institutions, and private enterprises to jointly usher in a new era of public health. The import tariff on United States mandarin oranges has been reduced from 35% to 10%, according to the US-Taiwan Agreement on Reciprocal Trade, or ART, raising concerns about potential pressure on domestically grown produce. The Agriculture Ministry provided a written explanation, clarifying that mandarin oranges mainly refers to Ponkan oranges and other hybrid citrus varieties, including tangerines. Murcot, they said, is not included. Their report states that according to customs statistics, Taiwan's average annual import volume of other mandarin oranges over the past 5 years was 6,081 metric tons, of which 1,115 metric tons were imported from the US. The imported US mandarin oranges account for around 1% of Taiwan's overall consumption. The ministry said most US imports arrive between March and May, outside Taiwan's peak citrus harvest season, and are positioned as a short-term supplement rather than a direct competitor to local fruit. Price differences further reduce competitive pressure, the ministry said. Imported US mandarins currently cost about 94 Taiwanese dollars to US dollars 97 cents per kilogram, including tariffs, and would still be around 77 Taiwanese dollars to US dollars 43 cents after the reduction, while locally grown ponkan costs roughly 45 Taiwanese dollars, around 1 US dollar 42 cents. Officials said domestic citrus retains advantages in freshness, flavor, and supply stability, and that consumers in Taiwan tend to favor seasonal local fruit. US imports also face competition from other suppliers such as South Africa and Australia. The ministry added that the trade agreement has yet to be reviewed by the legislature, meaning the current 35% tariff remains in place. Authorities said they will continue promoting traceability systems, domestic marketing, and production clusters to strengthen the competitiveness of Taiwan's citrus sector and support farmers' incomes. And that is it for this week in Taiwan. My name is Eloise Phillips. If you want to know more about what's going on in Taiwan, visit our website at rti.org.tw/en. Until next time.
Hi, I'm Amanda Stevens, host of Tales of Our Time, a show where we discuss the stories that move us, what makes them so meaningful, and why others could or should find meaning in them as well. We tackle books, movies, podcasts, and more. Where there's a story, there's a reason to read. Catch us every Thursday at Radio Taiwan International or on our website at english.rti.org.tw.